Hey, so, we're back with a little more crazy shit to talk about. I'm assuming you've seen all the crazy fun from New York Comic Con. We'll be talking about that next week. In the meantime, here's a continuation of last week's conversation.
Yeah, my friend Mike, he was having a party night, and he got Until Dawn on the PS4, which is basically just an interactive, like, choose your own adventure movie, disguised as a video game.
A la Heavy Rain.
Yeah. And it stars Hayden Panettiere and what's his name from Mr. Robot.
Oh, it's also got Grant Ward from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Not Christian Slater.
No, not Christian
No,
Slater.
Rami Malek?
Malek,
Yes.
Yeah, Malek. And what's his name? The devil from the Constantine movie.
Yeah, Peter...
Stormare.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a former Disney star.
Yeah, blah, 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 blah. But it was lots of fun. Like, there's like 1,000 different potential storylines that you can choose from by, making decisions as simple as, do you want this character to respond sarcastically or defensively? All the way up to, do I run down? Do I risk taking a dangerous shortcut, or do I stick with the path? Kind of decisions. And what's neat is after you make the decisions, it will even tell you whether or not it was like a huge, like, a super important decision that, like, has a big impact later on, or if it or if it doesn't, flash some butterflies or something like that. It was just like, it's a decision that helps grow the character little by little. And it was really cool. I only got to hang out for like 2 or 3 hours because I had to work. But after I left, Josh showed up.
Yeah, you probably would have gotten up to the point I would have wanted to have seen, because when I got there and found out what the big bad of the game was, I was like, God damn it.
Oh, yeah, I didn't get to see who the big bad was.
Well, dude, I could...
You could spoil it unless Chris is adverse.
Well,
Yeah, that's why I wanted to check first.
I'm going under the assumption that there are different potential big bads based on how the story goes.
Well, there's an individual that could be considered the big bad, and then there's what really are the big bads. Matt, which actor? No, it's not Matt. I wish it was.
Yeah,
because he would have lived up to his potential.
I kind of wanted it to be Josh, who plays Malik, but we saw him get cut in half before I left.
You should have followed your gut instinct.
And watched his gut entrails fall on the ground.
Apparently they didn't.
Oh, yeah, they did.
No.
Well, I mean, in the game, the scene that I saw, there's a Josh who gets gutted.
Oh, no, I'm well aware. When I got there, Josh was alive and well.
Yeah, that's fine. It was pretty clear that, like, like April Fool's status. Like, he set up this whole party just to kill all of his friends.
Yeah, that's kind of where the game was kind of going. And then, surprise, it's Wendigos.
Yeah.
Wendigo!
Yeah, Mike kept yelling that.
Cool. I need to talk to him about that. That's a reference to the X-Men arcade game put out by Konami in the early 90s, where you could be Dazzler, who is like Jubilee.
Bedazzled?
Well, she's like Jubilee, but cool.
Well, are you saying that Jubilee's not cool?
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you seen... Hey, do you know how much this game costs? Yeah, $0.25. Walk away. That's cool. The epitome of cool.
Is that? But is that all you got?
Yeah, pretty much.
The yellow trench jacket isn't doing it for me, though. I feel like my sister's... Sorry, Ann, but I feel like my sister's favorite X-Man was Jubilee.
All I remember
How
is
was that a sorry? She's a cool character.
Well, I mean, after that was a sorry for me, like shitting
on
on
like you ever apologize for shitting on anything.
Well, that I just did.
Touche.
all I remember is the character destroyed VCRs.
Well, any electronics, kind of like Shadowcat when she phases through it. Who's your favorite? Now that we're on this subject, just as a tangent, because I have nothing better to talk about. Who's your favorite X-Men? Member of the An X-Man. Sorry, if you wanted me to use singular
specifically X-Man.
Yeah, Nate Gray from the Age of Apocalypse timeline. Yeah. I am personally just gonna, while Josh ponders, I'm going to say Gambit.
Colossus.
Does Wade count?
He's part of. He's first showed up in the New Mutants.
Yeah,
which was an X title.
I mean,
even though
he was part of X Factor.
Yeah, and X Force.
Technically, he's not.
He's not a mutant.
No.
Yeah, because he was given
Weapon X program. Yeah.
Isn't Namor referred to as the first mutant?
It's either him or Apocalypse, but he is a mutant.
Okay, because I was reading, for some reason I was getting into, if you've read, it's kind of, I don't want to spoil anything, but because I don't know if certain comics have been read yet, but been interested in Namor recently, and I was reading about him, and there was an article or a thing on Wikipedia and some other stuff that he was named. He sometimes goes as the first mutant, which is interesting.
He joins the X-Men for the first time during Matt Fraction's
Is he
run.
always super pissed off?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's just kind of above it all.
Yeah.
He's just kind of like, Atlantis is better than everybody else.
The first time I remember, I had this old like Marvel game, and he was like, there was like card based kind of thing, whatever, and he was in it. And I was always, he's just like a jacked elf looking man with wings on his feet. But the first time I remember really coming across him in the comics was Marvel, or Marvels, sorry, where him and the original Human Torch fight out in the beginning.
Yeah, because the first thing he does is flood Manhattan, and then FDR gives him a pardon if he'll join the Invaders and help them.
I'd say Cable.
Cable? Yeah, that's a good choice. He's also like broken his shit in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Like,
yeah.
He's just like one of the best characters in that game.
He's also the only good thing to come out of the Summers family.
Not a Cyclops fan?
I like Cyclops.
Oh God, no.
You don't like Havok?
Any true X-Men fan hates Scott.
Not nowadays.
Whoa!
Busting out phrases like true
X-Men fan? How many X-Men books have you read, son?
Enough to know
how many of their
Scott's a
albums
whiny
do you
little
have?
bitch.
Yeah.
Name all the members of their band.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not an X-Men fan by any stretch of the imagination. I do like Cyclops, so I guess that
but
proves
you
you
like
right.
The X-Men.
I will say that people were all about the Greg Rucka Cyclops run because they're like, he's not what people thought Cyclops was.
I mean, to be fair, Cyclops was right. As a reference to Avengers versus X-Men.
Well, also the X-Men schism, because they split between Team Wolverine and Team Cyclops. Mm-hmm. Wolverine's like, why are you sending... Basically, if you've never read X-Men Schism, it came out like 5 years ago. It was the point where the tension between Wolverine and Cyclops finally hit that breaking point. They go off and form their own rival X-Men teams, mainly because Wolverine's like, why are you doing things like creating Black Op teams, which I'm a part of, and sending like children into like life and death battles and life and death missions? And then Cyclops is like, because we need to do whatever it takes to survive. We're an endangered species, Logan. So
yeah, he starts talking like Magneto, and we all know how well that usually works out.
He straight up enlists Magneto by the end of it.
Not surprised.
Yeah, and then Magneto, I think there's a point where Magneto's like, yo, bro, you're going too far. And it's just like, who the fuck are you? But yeah, that was so you were always Team Cyclops? Or were you just quoting the shirt?
I was just quoting the shirt.
Fair enough.
To be fair, I didn't. I've never been huge on X-Men outside of like the '90s cartoon to really even know what the reference means. I just know that I piss off a lot of fans by saying it.
They just announced that they're doing an ongoing series based on the '90s comic.
Nice. But in terms of the question, since I still haven't answered who my favorite X-Men is, I'm going to go with Kitty Pryde. I really liked the Astonishing X-Men, Joss Whedon's run. And
my favorite's Colossus.
Yeah, so hey, what's up?
We're bros. Lovers, even.
Yeah.
You guys know they break up, right?
It's not important. We haven't got there yet.
I only read Astonishing X-Men.
Yeah, we haven't got there yet.
Where he magically comes back to life.
It's only just begun, Chris.
But Kitty Pryde gets to keep the dragon, Sam.
That's right.
Lockheed.
Yeah, so she still wins in that.
And one of my favorite cosplayers who I get to see every year at New York Comic Con does a great Kitty Pryde, and she has a cute little Lockheed.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What's it? I was always more. There was a time where X-Men was like, without a doubt.
Don't worry, it's just the Babadook.
Yeah, the best selling.
Sorry, there's slamming. The people walking upstairs.
Man slamming.
Yeah. Literally, it's my dad.
He's going, Cyclops wasn't right. That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Yeah, he sensed the disturbance, but there was a point.
He's listened to this 3 weeks after the fact, and he's just like, "What?
Yeah,
who's
Cyclops?"
Because
celery.
He probably watched the X-Men movies. Probably watched them with me.
Yeah.
It's the first two.
Is it the guy from the Odyssey, Polyphemus? Yes, it's Greek mythology. It's a mythological giant Cyclops that eats sheep. But and apparently Odysseus is mad. There was a time where X-Men was like the best-selling Marvel book. Mm-hmm. Like I remember in the '90s, you couldn't get away from it. Did any of you guys go to Springfield Mall when they held the wedding for Cyclops and Jean Grey?
No.
They did.
That was a thing?
Yeah, because comics were so... Like, during the 90s, comics were not $1 million, but I mean, they made millions of dollars, but they would sell millions of copies an issue.
Did this event include the store that occupied the mall, Another Universe?
It did indeed.
The greatest store in the world.
They sponsored the event.
Why am I not surprised?
Yeah, I mean, there was like people cosplaying, and they like kind of like that atrium area where like the Easter Bunny usually is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They fucking had like a mock wedding of Cyclops and Jean Grey, with Wolverine as the best man, which has got to be a smack in the face to Wolverine.
I don't know why it's so funny, but the cherry on top is Wolverine as the best man.
Watching his life love get married to fucking Scott Summers.
The bane of his existence.
Yeah, the guy he disagrees with the most.
Springfield Mall was a magical place back in the day.
Yeah, they used to have Timeout.
And then the DC
and
Metro
Timeout
happened.
What was Timeout 2?
It was just it was more video games in a different section. It was down by the food court.
Yeah.
Whereas Timeout was by, I forget which department store it was, but A&W
Pennies or
Root Beer
Macy's
was on the other side.
Yeah,
I've been meaning to. What was
It was either Penny's or Macy's.
Oh, yeah.
I think Macy's.
I've only been to Springfield Town Center once. It's really nice.
Springfield Mall too.
Yeah.
I've used the bathroom there.
Yeah,
it's nice.
I've seen a movie.
The bathroom there?
No, I've used the bathroom there.
The bathrooms at Springfield Mall were shit. So for them to be nice,
literally and figuratively.
Yeah. But no, I've seen movies at the movie theater. I've eaten at the food court. They have a Chipotle. I got my last pedicure there.
I just got to know if the theater there still has the standee from Death Becomes Her.
You know, I didn't see it.
I'm going to go ahead and say no, because that was a Cineplex Odeon, which doesn't exist anymore.
Damn.
Now it's a Regal.
That was like a staple of the movie theater
really
there.
Was. And I loved it.
Like years
That's
later,
where I saw
after
Tomorrow
the
Never Dies.
film had come out, they still had that thing in the lobby.
That's where I saw True Lies.
Mm.
Dana.
Yeah. Jump that it'll catch you. Have you played the beta? Yeah. Have you played the beta for Rainbow Six Siege?
Yes.
What do you think of it? I played it recently.
Well, it's not really a rainbow game.
No.
No, it's more like Counter-Strike. Trying to be rainbow.
Well, it's kind of got it's got the terrorist hunt that was big in Vegas.
Yeah, which, thank God, because they axed any hope of a single-player campaign. Rest in peace, Rainbow Patriots.
You're one of those guys that, like, because I remember there was a lot of reasons why you were bummed, but you were bummed that that there was no single-player campaign in the new Battlefront.
Yeah.
You have to play BattlePod for that.
Yeah. Although, with the going rumors of what Battlefront might not make it.
What?
Could you form
that
a more complete sentence?
There's going reports that Battlefront won't sell well because most people are convinced it's just another entry in the Battlefield series, despite throwing Star Wars all over it, and that it won't sell well also because of that and the time it's coming out. Most people have already spent their money on everything else.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, just because DICE is developing it and uses the Frostbite engine?
No, that should all be high selling points for it, and unfortunately that's, it's coming out after Call of Duty, Fallout 4, Halo 5, I think Siege as well.
Well, the Halo 5 comes out in like a matter of weeks at this point.
Yeah, well, same also with Fallout and Call of Duty.
Did they ever? I heard rumors of, and they might not. They may be more than rumors. Were they going to go the online route with Fallout as well, like they did with Elder Scrolls? Is there going to be a Fallout Online?
Oh God, no! That's been a rumored white whale for as long as time is.
But Moby Dick actually existed.
Yeah.
No, it was a metaphor.
Thank you, Chris.
Bedded worms in the basement.
I just saw it. I just saw it, guys. That's just what I'm saying.
No, I'm just saying the ending was. I'm just saying the ending was stupid.
I'm not disagreeing that the ending was dumb.
But the success that Elder Scrolls Online has had, hopefully there will be a online Fallout game. But no, Fallout 4 is looking to just be a really massive single-player adventure.
So you're upset that Battlefront isn't a single-player thing, but you are upset that
I'm
Fallout
upset that it
is?
doesn't... I'm upset that Battlefront doesn't have a single-player campaign. Also that Rainbow Six Siege is extremely broken in its current state as well.
To be fair, it's only a beta version. It did like the textures did look like fucked like some shit. Though.
Yeah, that is the point of beta to test it before it's done.
Oh yeah, and they still have a lot of work. Like the beta, anytime the host leaves the game, the entire game crashes out.
Well, I mean, they are the host.
I have a question. So when the Babadook family goes on vacation, do they have to have someone feed the Babadook? Like they put a little note that says
metaphors never take a vacation.
So they're like, well, no. That's
but if it's an actual manifestation, like if it's an actual thing,
the
Babadook, someone would have to.
The Babadook doesn't go on vacation, but the family does.
Do they? Go?
So they're like, we're going to go.
What if they do?
We're going to go to the Virginia Disney World because in this version it exists. Now
we're going to go all the way from Australia to the Virginia Disney World.
Yeah. Now make sure that you feed. You water the plants. Make sure, please vacuum the house. It's a little dusty. Make sure you scrub the brass on the dishwasher.
Mm-hmm. That seems excessive.
And then also
scrub the brass.
Yeah, or scrub the silver. The silver.
Oh, gotcha.
So, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's when we have the note.
Sorry. Yeah,
Chris, that's where we have the note. Okay. So, the silver. There's no brass. You'll be very confused. Also, when you're watering the plants in the front.
Yeah. Do you want me to use the hose water or should I filter the water?
I prefer we have a lot of bottled water that we got. If you could put it in one of the sprinkle the little
the bucket. Yeah,
yes, thank you. The bucket.
Sprinkle bucket.
Yeah, because they're part of our family.
Yeah. No.
Now there's something else.
I noticed there are black roses. Is that ominous of anything?
No. Also, there's no. You will see pictures of a dog.
You guys have lots of worms.
But here's the thing. There's no dog. Don't worry about the dog.
Right. Was the dog going with you?
The dog. We got rid of the dog. We got rid of the dog.
Okay. But you keep the dog.
That's why you didn't like the Babadook.
Yeah,
the dog dies.
We got rid of the dog, but it was a lovely dog.
Yeah.
No problems.
Yeah.
Great with the kid.
Mm-hmm.
Annoyed me a little bit.
Right.
But it was great. Now when you're watering the plants.
Yeah.
If you could take a bowl with you, we have a worm problem.
Gotcha.
You might see some worms.
Okay, so you want me to kill the worms?
Well, not really. If you could take the worms and put them in the bowl,
and then throw them out.
Again, not particularly. Go to the basement. Okay.
The one that's locked.
Yeah, I'll give you the key.
Okay. There's 12 locks though.
We'll give you all 12 keys.
There's a certain combination I'll give it for you.
Okay.
Go downstairs with the bucket of worms. Please, the worms need to be alive too.
Right.
Don't grab a dead worm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get a little bit of dirt with the bucket
too.
This
is kind of weird.
It's okay. It's okay.
Usually this a little bit more than what I usually.
We're gonna throw in a coupon to Ruby Tuesdays.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Only free appetizer though, and it has to be Monday through Thursday before 4 p.m. Okay. But it's worth it. Trust me, it's so worth it.
Okay.
It's so with the potato skins. It's so worth it. Okay.
So what am I doing with this bowl of worms?
You're gonna go downstairs.
Yeah.
There's going to be a Babadook down there.
A Babadook.
There's a Babadook down there. I have a Babadook.
Oh.
We couldn't have the dog and the Babadook. It's too much. They didn't get along.
That makes sense. I've heard that they don't get along.
They don't get along.
Yeah, okay.
You're going to take the bowl,
and
it's going to come running at you, right? Like a POV shot. It's going to come running at you. You're going to take the bowl of alive worms. Is
that going to protect me? Is that
yes?
Is that how I ward him off?
Have the worms visible. Okay. Oh, actually, you know what? The Babadook enjoys if you have the worms behind you, and then you put the worms in front of you. Okay. Because it gives it the sense that it's going to attack you. Mm-hmm. But then it's going to see the worms. You're going to put the worms down.
Okay, so it gets his adrenaline
Exactly,
up.
yes.
It gets his appetite
because
going.
It's kind of like a German Shepherd. It's like a German Shepherd.
Yeah.
You're going to put the bowl down, right? And you're going to tell it, you're going to look at its there's no face there because it's a POV shot, but you're going to look at it.
Just like Evil Dead.
Exactly. And you're going to say, I'm not afraid of you. Mm-hmm. I'm not afraid of you.
Right. What if I am afraid? Is he going to be able to smell
Here's
my
the thing,
fear?
too. You have to accept it being there because otherwise it gets stronger.
Right.
Okay? So you have to believe in the Babadook. Even though it's not there. It's a POV shot. It's a POV shot. Don't let that fool you.
And it's a metaphor.
And it's, yes. So you're going to put the bucket of worms there. The bowl of worms. Sorry, not a bucket. It has to be a bowl.
Oh.
Because otherwise it's degrading.
Hold on. Let me scratch
it's
that
degrading.
out.
It's degrading for the Babadook.
Okay.
Okay.
So should I put a spoon in so it's like
No. It doesn't need a spoon. It's not that. Okay. Yeah. It's still a pet. You're going to put it down and you're going to walk away.
Right.
But don't turn your back to it.
No, that's just crazy.
Yeah. And this has to happen every day.
Every day.
Sometimes maybe twice a day.
So I need to water the plants
because otherwise I'm going to attack my child.
Right.
If you don't feed it.
So it's not going to attack me. I'm just saving your child from you.
Yes, but you have to remember and let it know that you think it's real.
Gotcha.
And remember to lock up when you're done.
Mm-hmm. Oh, of course.
You can watch TV, but leave it on ESPN.
Okay.
And
do you have it set to DVR stuff, and you're worried about me?
No, I just like to have when I turn the TV, I like ESPN to be on.
Okay.
And because it's just I like it. Mm-hmm. And also just make sure you turn off all the lights.
Okay.
Don't open the garage door for any reason. Okay. It's broken.
Okay. I'm going to be real quick.
Sure.
I think you're fucking nuts. And I'm going to go ahead and call Child Protective Services on my way out.
But the Babadook, though.
No, I'm quitting, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
You're going to need to find someone else to watch over your house.
Don't Yelp it, though. Don't Yelp this. But
well, they haven't made Yelp for people yet.
Okay. But don't even talk about this on social media.
Uh-huh.
I'll find somebody else.
Okay.
I'll give you one coupon for listening to me, though.
Oh, thank you.
Before 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Monday through Thursday.
Right.
Get the potato skins.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's very
Good night, Eric Bonner.
Good night.
Don't tune out. We're still going.
I think I just implied that Eric Bonner is crazy. Well,
yeah.
I saw Star Trek 2009. But
fact.
Yes. But
that was a skit brought to you by me and Jake.
Yeah.
Can you tell we both did theater in high school? Mr. Rogers would be so proud.
Oh, he would. He would. The theater teacher. I don't know if Mr. Rogers.
No.
The other Mr. Rogers.
Clearly, Mr. Rogers listens.
He'd be like,
both of them.
Yeah.
Hey, hi neighbor. I want to tell you.
Here, let me put on my indoor sweater and my indoor
that
shoes.
That skit of the Babadook was lovely. Let's sit around and talk about what was so lovely about feeding a POV shot worms. That's it.
Now I'm curious. What was lovely about feeding a POV?
Yeah, you don't open this present without taking the gift out.
Okay. The best thing about that was, I'm losing the fucking impression.
That's because you don't believe in it. You got to let the impression.
I'm sorry. Shh, everyone be quiet for a second. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Celery. Okay. It keeps me from attacking our children. And as we all know, children are the most precious thing this world has to offer.
They are the future.
They are the future.
They are. They are, aren't they?
We've come to Josh's least favorite part of the show.
And we could bust out Stallone,
we could
Schwarzenegger. Schwarzenegger.
That Babadook has a great figure.
Bring back Stallone, Schwarzenegger, and Jesse the Body.
I tell you, the thing that I hated the most about the Babadook was that it didn't answer any questions.
I think we've established that I've somehow lost my Schwarzenegger.
That's right. I'm sorry. Yeah, you do Jeff Bridges.
I can do Jeff Bridges. I can do Jean-Claude.
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
Can you get Jean-Claude on the phone? And can we discuss
this? I have to place a call to Belgium.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it's okay. Now, Chris isn't going to watch the Babadook, so we don't have the extra cash coming.
Yeah.
But I will give the money necessary for the long distance call to Belgium.
Because I
really want to talk.
You want to hear from the muscles from Brussels.
I want to hear from the muscles from Brussels how he felt about
while he is like doing the splits between two semi trucks.
And okay, let me know when we're ready. When we're ready to talk to him. Sam, do you have him on the phone? He does. Okay, I can tell he's ready. Mr. Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Hello, yes.
JCVD.
JCVD. First of all, I loved you in JCVD, by the way. I thought you should have. I for real thought you should have at least been nominated for an Oscar.
I worked on that movie so hard.
Okay.
I put my soul in that movie.
I saw it. Your soul. Speaking of souls, did you see the Babadook?
I did.
What did you think of the end of the Babadook?
Well, you know, you never see the Babadook move. You see him like kind of crawl on ceiling, but you know the thing about Babadook is is he in your head?
Yes.
Or is he real?
Now, could you kick the Babadook in the face?
I would use my roundhouse kick.
Okay.
And it would knock him into submission.
Okay.
Just like Kylie Minogue.
Okay.
From Street Fighter?
Yes, she played Cammy. I showed her my Thailand. She had never seen Thailand, so I showed her my Thailand.
Your Thailand.
My Thailand.
Possessive.
Now,
yes.
Okay.
Mr. JCVD, we did a commentary for Double Team a while ago.
Oh, Jake, I saw your commentary for my 1997 feature film, my motion picture.
Yes.
Double Team. Have you seen how Dennis Rodman moves in that movie? He's always like that. If the Babadook was played by Dennis Rodman,
yes.
Voila, we have.
It would be a better film.
Nous avons le premier Babadook.
Okay, I don't speak Russian, but the
neither do I.
Yeah. The film though, like, was it supposed to be funny, or were you
it was absolutely supposed to be funny, Jake.
Okay.
Have you ever?
That's why they kept having the quips back and forth.
Have you ever seen my film?
I'm sorry. Was it supposed to be unintentionally hilarious or intentionally hilarious?
Could you cite? Can you cite?
And a little. And this is a subcolumn B. Was it supposed to suck?
Jake, if you want to see a movie where I suck,
yes,
watch Predator. I was originally in Predator.
Yeah,
that's the Predator.
That's the interesting thing, because we have Jesse on the line, and he was in the Predator.
Yes.
So, Jesse, did you work with Jean-Claude Van Damme at all? Were you on set with him at all?
No, they only had him there for screen testing, and I refuse to be on set if there's anyone who's not definitely in the movie with me.
Now,
it's in my rider,
Mr. JCVD. Were you aware of this with Jesse the Body? Did you see Jesse the Body at all?
I did not see any wrestlers when I was making Predator.
Now I feel like there was a little bit of tension there, like you were saying, like that's not a serious profession as it is to be an actor. Or being a wrestler isn't as serious as being an actor. Is that what you're going for?
Well, wrestler, I used to win martial arts championships back in Brussels.
Okay.
Have you ever seen a wrestler win
now
a martial arts championship?
I will have you know that Brock Lesnar has had quite the successful career in the UFC, and he won a championship.
Now, what I'm getting at here is, now, JCVD, I'm just going to assume, are you strapped for cash?
Well, it's interesting, you know. Every now and then I get offers to do, like, direct-to-video. Like, have you seen the latest Universal Soldier?
No.
I'm in it.
Okay.
That means I didn't get your residual check, Jake.
It's on my list.
I want your residuals.
Well, Mr. The Body.
Yes.
How would you?
Thank you for using my proper name.
Yeah. Only professional here.
Shouldn't you be calling him the governor, Governor Ventura?
Now, here's the thing.
No, because I'm not the governor anymore.
I'd be interested in seeing you two fight.
Oh, Jake.
Yes.
Nothing would make me happier than to kick his little pansy ass.
Jake, the governor cannot do the splits.
Again, we're asking now, if we were doing a split competition, you would win, but I'm asking you two to throw down.
I think any martial artist has to be limber. He has to be flexible.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen Kickboxer?
Yes.
I do the splits.
Now
I train doing the splits.
I feel like you do the splits in every movie. You were in a commercial recently where you did the splits.
That's not true. I don't do the splits in Legionnaire because that took place in North Africa.
Now, that's funny. Why didn't you do the splits in that?
Because it took place in North Africa.
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
Now, the body, please. Let me
I'm here
I have some
asking
semblance here, the
questions.
body. I have some semblance here. This is a proper discussion that we're having. Okay, I'm going to lay down the rules here. I might be a little stern if need be, because we need to have.
I was on a show with Howard Stern.
Mr. I don't know if I appreciate your tone, son.
Is that what you're talking about? I saw Howard Stern. I've talked to Howard Stern.
Yes, I was talking about. Now, when I said it needed to be stern, I was talking about turning into Howard Stern. Now, Jesse the Body has been on Howard Stern. Is this correct?
Yes.
Did you care to elaborate?
No. Okay. I don't like to talk about that time in my life.
Okay. I'm getting the note from our producer. It's time to wrap up because we are running out of this long distance phone call with Mr. JCVD.
I imagine it's quite expensive.
Mr. Body.
Yes. Go ahead.
Shut up for a second.
That's very rude of you.
Mr. JCVD.
Yeah. Yes, Jake.
I appreciate your time.
Oh, c'était un plaisir.
May God may God be with you. And
go with. I think you call it in your United States.
Is that a remix? Is that something you're working on?
I think you say this. Vaja con Dios.
Okay, and the Body. Thank you for your time.
To the journey. Or good journey, as they say in He-Man, Masters of the Universe.
We appreciate your time. Thank you very much for being here, the Body.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Man, it's weird, the people that we get through.
You think that we wouldn't have that kind of money.
Well, I appreciate you
Josh,
getting
why
him
do
on.
You never bring anyone on?
Yeah. Who would your guest be?
Yeah, Josh, fuck you.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck you. Now...
Leave him alone.
I'm gonna go cry in a corner now.
Unless he's disagreeing with me about Sicario, leave him alone.
Oh, okay, that's where we draw the line. Got it. As long as I know.
Yeah.
He wasn't there to save her fucking life.
He wasn't there to... Well, no, he was, but he did save the life.
He was there to put her life in danger.
Let's not open this can of worms because then we have to feed it to the metaphor.
To the Babadook.
Yeah. That's true.
And the girl that we had house sitting just quit.
Yeah. We have to find another person.
Finding a sitter is always a pain.
Yeah.
Always a pain.
Yeah.
But
what are you talking about? I'm unemployed. I'll take the job.
Okay.
All right. Well, can you feed the Babadook?
Yeah, Jake. Could you go over with Josh?
Can you spend another 10 minutes?
So, once you find the place, it's a little off the beaten path, so to speak.
I can just hear the people turning off the podcast right now.
Wait, people listen to this?
Yeah.
Wait.
Well, I know you do. And Zach listens.
You can turn off a podcast?
Tweet us. Say hey. Complain about the Babadook. Or yes, you can turn off a podcast.
I'm like the radio. You can turn it off.
Mm-hmm.
How?
Well,
there's a
stop button.
There's a stop button.
Oh, so you can stop the podcast.
Yeah.
You can,
and you listen to it on your iPhone. You can always just unplug. You can tell Siri iPhone. Turn off iPhone.
Yeah,
I assume you can. I don't. I have an Android. I have a button that says off.
I don't know. I've never tried that.
No, me neither. Actually.
Interesting.
Should we try it right now?
No, because I'm actually using my phone.
Oh no, I'll do it on mine. Here, 1 second. Hang on.
This is fabulous radio.
Fabulous.
It's picking up everything. Siri, turn off my phone. Shut up for a second, Siri. Siri, turn off my phone, please.
I'd like to, Jake, but I cannot.
Oh.
Siri cannot.
Siri, I wish you were a 6S instead of a 5S because a 6S can probably turn off the phone. Okay, this isn't like her.
Call it Cortana.
No, this is
yeah, how did you not get... Why didn't you get a window... Oh, because it's a Windows phone, right? Exactly. I just answered my own question. Yeah, that's the entire reason why you didn't go with... Because she's the Cortana thing. Wait, or you show me that like it's a Windows phone.
It's not.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he's asking why you didn't get a Windows phone.
Yeah,
because
I know you're a big Cortana.
You're a big Xbox person.
Yeah, well, shit, I'm going to get Cortana on my Xbox, on my Windows 10.
But not on your phone.
Oh, God, no. I don't want her everywhere.
I can't take you anywhere.
I mean, for God's
sake. That's so obvious.
You know, she's got a few years before she goes batshit crazy, Chris. Come on.
Not until Halo 4.
Yeah, but that's like how many years?
That's like
7.
yes, it's 7. Fine.
Well, that
in
is
imaginary time. Let's just. I mean, yeah, it's 7.
that
Fuck
is
it.
Bungie's favorite number, so I'd believe it.
Not 347.
No, just 7.
Not 347?
Isn't that the name of their studios? No. What's Guilty Sparks?
343.
343. Not a 7 in there.
No,
But it's not.
but Bungie's favorite number is 7.
I mean, that's one of my favorite numbers.
It's interesting because
One of my dad's favorite numbers too.
now you're.
'Cause I know he'll geek you out at that.
Yeah, you're not a.
The other one being 3.
You're still like shitting on for all the games you shit on. I feel like there is no game you shit on harder than Destiny.
Oh, I'm not the only one, but yes.
Oh no, I'm not saying you. Yeah, that's not a matter.
I am. I'm saying you're the only one.
Okay, I'll take that title.
But yeah,
I will bear that cross.
but which is Bungie's.
Go ahead, tattoo
first.
it right here.
Yeah.
Right on my arm.
Fuck Destiny.
What if Destiny eventually gets good, and then you're stuck with ink that says "fuck Destiny"?
Destiny.
Then
Well, then people think I just want to fuck something that's good.
or you could put change it to "fuck yeah Destiny." But
Yeah, then I'll become a Tumblr.
Yeah.
had you gone in with that game with high hopes because of Bungie's track record with Halo?
Yes.
Or okay, and then
because it was basically just Halo with
and
with
everything
Led
I
Zeppelin.
read, all the concept art and design going into it.
Now, was that a day one fuck you for Destiny, or did that it certainly accumulated over time, or did you reach that conclusion over time? Like, were you just underwhelmed from jump?
No. It was a building to the fuck
Or
you.
sinking.
A sinking sensation. Was it basically a right
Yes,
around...
I was building the sinking fuck you.
Yeah. Was it right around the time of the first DLC? Because I remember hearing a lot of
But I hear it
criticism
gets so
about
much better after you hit level 20.
No. Just like with age. Doesn't get better when you hit 20.
Ouch.
21 is the magic number.
So level 21 is where it gets good.
Yeah.
No, not even that.
Because you can drink inside the game. I got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I understand Destiny completely.
Yeah. I'd have to call Jean-Claude, but I'm sure he agrees too.
I mean, my friends Nicole and Stephanie love it. They Twitch it all the time.
Though, this is Nicole, and this is another game that Josh habitually rams up its figurative anus. I feel like Nicole is also a big fan of Assassin's Creed Unity.
Well, I can't speak to Unity specifically, but she does love Assassin's Creed in general.
And that, for you, was a day one fuck you, if I recall.
With the exception of Black Flag,
It
the
was-
pirate simulator.
Well, Black
an
Flag
electric
isn't
blue
Unity.
fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Unity from day one was, from a technical standpoint, broken.
It was just buggy as all shit.
I think, if I remember correctly, she acknowledged, how broken it was, and that it's the weakest game. But I don't think it was a fuck you.
Yeah, I think they patched the shit out of it by now, I hope.
That or they just abandon it for the next game.
Yeah.
We're gonna go with Abandon.
I remember Red Dead used to
Survey
be...
says.
Red Dead used to be buggy like some shit.
Yeah, but that had enough working, and the bugs in it were laughable. Like skeletons of player models getting mapped to birds, and so you'd see NPCs fly away like pigeons.
Well, in Red
That
Dead
doesn't
Redemption,
sound terrible.
sometimes you get people drawn on top of mountain lions, so you're being mauled by a townsperson running on all fours at you, which is terrifying, by the way.
But hilarious.
And then they got the idea for the zombie version, or was that always a zombie game?
Oh no,
I forget.
Undead Nightmare came out 6 months or so. I think
a
they had
great game.
always intended it,
Right.
but
But
yeah.
then they were perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Foreshadowing.
It was always supposed to be there, guys. Didn't you see the cougar?
Wouldn't you say Red Dead was one of if not your favorite 360 game?
Definitely my favorite 360 game, and definitely one of my favorite games because it puts you in basically this great Western movie, and tells this great generational story too.
Yeah.
I remember being over at your house, Sam, one night when you were playing it, right around the time when we first met.
Yeah.
And
about 5 years ago.
Yeah. And I was like, "Oh wow, this looks cool." It's basically.
Do you want to borrow it? You got to work in 360.
I might. It's basically Grand Theft Auto Old West.
Yeah, but the
Same engine.
Same engine. I was about to say because it is so much
The storytelling's better.
Yeah, there's a.
Whoa, have you played Vice City?
I do love Vice City, like some
It's
shit.
the best.
Yeah, it's of the Grand Theft Auto games, I do love.
I might
Vice
have to
City.
get that on my working 360. I mean, I have it on Steam.
Yeah.
Or no, not Steam, because it's not on Steam.
Yeah,
Yeah, I might have to get it on my 360.
yeah. Those games were. San Andreas was cool, but I felt like there was too much to do. Like you had to like work out and you had to eat and stuff.
Mhm.
And it's like, dude, I just want to like.
And you would go in for a haircut and you come out with more hair.
Yeah.
Physics be damned.
Yeah. Biology be damned. But the maybe you're wearing a wig. I don't fucking know. Yeah. But I think my favorite 360 game is honestly like Mass Effect 2. Like I love 3 up until the controversial. Honestly, all of Earth kind of sucks in 3.
Yes.
I didn't mind the ending so much, but the fact that was the way the game, that was the finale. Like if that was just a part of the game, but not necessarily like the end of the game, it would be pretty awesome, right?
Yes.
But it's not. The last person you fight is like Marauder Shields, which is just like your standard bad guy, run of the mill bad guy. It was a very anticlimactic ending to the whole thing.
Yeah.
Though I am stoked for Andromeda. Everything I've been seeing about it has been pretty, amazing. But Mass Effect 2 is basically, I think it does space western better than Firefly Serenity.
Ooh.
Yeah. Though, are you more Serenity than Firefly? When it comes down to it?
I'm kind of on the fence. Like I enjoy both. Like a lot of my friends who are like diehard Firefly fans are like, Serenity wasn't enough, and I'm like, I mean, it was another thing. I mean, probably because I saw Serenity first, and then I went back and saw Firefly, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this is a solid Joss Whedon thing. It it has the same spirit as Serenity. Had I probably been one of those people that actually watched Firefly and was like, oh my god, I love it so much, how dare you cancel it, Fox? Then yeah, maybe Serenity wouldn't have been good enough. But no, I'm the main thing that makes Serenity, even potentially better in my opinion, is that it's just one concise, it's 2 hours, not even 2 hours, one and done.
Yeah.
Whereas Firefly, it's a whole day.
Yeah, it's also there's something about I don't like rougher around the edges kind of asshole Captain Reynolds that you see in Serenity in the pilot, the first pilot of Firefly, as much as I do like bulk of Firefly Captain Reynolds. I like the kind of the more lighthearted. I'm not saying he can't be serious, because even lighthearted Captain Reynolds, runs into some serious shit and responds accordingly. But there's something, there's almost an unlikable element.
It's like
him.
The first Captain Kirk.
Oh, Captain Pike?
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
I've never seen the first pilot for Star Trek. I just know.
I have.
I just know that Shatner's not in it.
Hey, have you seen The Troubled Tribbles?
Oh yeah. Oh my god, I was just thinking about that the other day.
Yeah. One of these days I'll
still haven't
do it, but no, one of these days.
Yeah.
We had there was a
throwback.
Tribble toy at the shop.
I have one.
I have one.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a new. It's like it wasn't.
I got it.
I think I have 2.
I got it for
Oh,
free.
They
shit.
multiply.
I got it for.
Don't feed it.
I got it for free from ThinkGeek because I went to the Crystal City picnic in the park, or movies on the Under the Stars or whatever the hell type of screening.
Screen on the green.
Yeah, for Wrath of Khan.
Sweet, my favorite Star Trek film. But
Everyone's favorite Star Trek film. You're not special.
It doesn't have to be. You don't have to. Oh.
At least it's not 5.
Yeah.
Whoa, what's
here's
wrong
the thing.
with 5?
5 is
I love 5.
5 is. I have a special nostalgic place for 5. It's the first Star Trek film I saw in theaters. First Star Trek thing I saw, period. But it is one of the weaker films.
Wait, which one's 5 again?
Final Frontier.
Is that the one with?
I love that you're like, whoa, Star Trek 5, man, whoa. Wait, which one's Star Trek 5?
Quick to defend, and then you're like, wait a minute.
Well, no, I'm pretty sure it's the one I'm thinking of, but then I
They
remember
try to
that
find God in space.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's like my favorite one.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, again, yeah. I mean,
Wait, the worst of something is Chris's favorite.
well, I don't even think it's the
West.
I don't even
You
think it's
mean
the
best Western ever.
Yeah,
I don't think it's the worst Star Trek film
no,
either.
the first one.
No, I just think it's one of the weaker. For me, it's always between the motion picture and Insurrection. Insurrection is easily the weakest of the Next Generation films, and maybe if you guys
Nemesis.
The thing about Nemesis is fun to a point. Also, it has Tom Hardy, so
That's why.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to get Jake in.
Yeah,
but he didn't take the bait.
Well, you'd have to say Tom Hardy because I don't know which one he's in.
Nemesis.
Yeah. Well, I mean, now I know.
It's just like the association that I have with Star Trek V is that it's the one where they try to find God. I don't.
Yeah.
I vaguely know that it's the fifth one.
There is some. My big beef with Final Frontier is there's some genuine head scratching moments, and there is humor that feels shoehorned in because Voyage Home, which was a comedy for all intents and purposes, was so successful. I think it was the most successful one at the box office. And
Oddly enough, that's one of my least favorites.
Really?
Yeah.
It is a departure.
Real quick, is that the time travel one
with whales?
Yeah. Least favorite.
Yeah. So I
would rather watch the motion picture.
That's a statement.
Yeah. Well, it's very pretty.
I mean, it is a statement.
It's a statement of the great men.
Yeah. The
double mint gum.
That's marketing in action right there. But
please sponsor us.
Yeah.
and it's the choice of a new generation.
Yeah. All I need is the Mentos jingle. But I think
You mean that Foo Fighters?
Yeah, Big Me. But
that's the one.
Yeah, with the Futos. But the Paramount saw the success, and so when Shatner was making Final Frontier, they're like, make it funnier. And he's like, what? Why? They're trying to find God in space. And it was just like, they want it funnier. And
what does God need with a starship?
Yeah. So I think that's the big. I don't think the detriment. Honestly, I don't think Final Frontier. And this is, a lot of Trekkies probably won't agree with me. But fuck them. What do you say to people that don't like your music?
Fuck them.
What do we do now, John?
Fuck them.
I
heard there's a college. I miss it. I'm not doing that. I'm just that is funny.
It's got a great physique.
Yeah, I missed it.
Yeah, sorry. Did you ever see Legionnaire? Would
you like to house it for me?
Yeah, but this is a pretty controversial statement, I think, among some circles. But I genuinely don't think Final Frontier is William Shatner's fault. All the faults within that film I don't think are, at least the big ones aren't his fault. I think a lot of them came from the top down.
Much like how I say Spider-Man 3 is not Sam Raimi's fault.
Yeah, because as you said previously, you don't think it's his film.
No, one of my friends, my old roommate, one of his friends, they're all in film like me, was like one of Sam Raimi's PAs for that movie, and was like the big producers meeting during pre-production. Like Sam Raimi gave up and started playing Bejeweled on his cell phone because Sony wasn't letting him have any input, and he was like, all right, fine, whatever you want.
Well, he famously did not want Venom in the film at all.
Yeah, because Venom is one of his favorite villains, and he's like, I don't think you can do it justice in one film.
Yeah, and you look very clearly, and it's a film that's built around Sandman and Harry Osborn as the new Goblin. It's not the Eddie
Venom's
Brock
kind
stuff.
Of a afterthought.
Yeah, it's very much like
a third act moment.
Well, if we're talking about material that's like shoehorned in, that's like a prime example.
Yeah.
I would have rather they introduced Eddie Brock in the film and then turned him into Venom in a sequel.
They mentioned him in the first one, right?
Very briefly, like they mentioned a photographer named Eddie that Eddie didn't get any good shots of this or whatever.
Kind of the same criticism that I have with TwoFace in The Dark Knight, where it was just
last 15 minutes.
Yeah, like I would have loved for TwoFace to have been the villain of a potential third, Chris Nolan Batman movie, and just had his character be the exact same in Dark Knight, maybe focused a little bit more on his duality, like they do in that one episode of the Batman animated series so well. And I feel like they didn't really quite hit the nail on the head in The Dark Knight, and then given him a whole movie and share him with another villain. Sure, I wouldn't have minded, but at least give him a movie to play with.
So which one was better than Tommy Lee Jones' version or Nolan's version?
Ooh, that's actually tough because I don't know if I famously, but I actually do enjoy Tommy Lee Jones's Two-Face.
My thing about Tommy Lee Jones' Two-Face is
Again, not his fault.
Not Tommy Lee Jones' fault.
Joel Schumacher's fault.
Yeah,
he made choices and he acted loud.
Well, it's clear that Schumacher wanted him.
Was bold.
Yeah,
he was bold. Like I said, I love it, but it doesn't always yield
Doesn't
great
also
results.
Schumacher claim all blame and fault for that one?
For Batman and Robin.
Batman and Robin.
Yeah, he apologized for Batman and Robin.
Yeah, because remember,
I think
Forever's
he's
a
still proud
huge
of
success.
Forever.
Yeah, Forever was.
I mean, that's like Michael Bay not being sorry for any of his movies because they're all successes.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think he ever thinks anything he's done is wrong.
No, in fact, he's always like, people, talk shit about me. He's very he gets very defensive.
Yeah,
but you know what? As I'm pretty sure I've said before, I don't blame Michael Bay for any of his movies. I blame the audience that keep shelling out money.
Yeah, if you think he's a shitty director, why do you keep watching his movies, guys?
That's why.
Oh no, he's a great director. I blame the script.
Bye, Felicia.
I will partially agree.
Let's not forget, a film and actors have to act out the script.
I Exhibit A in Josh's defense, The Rock. Exhibit B, both Bad Boys movies. He can direct a great movie that's full of action and not over the top. The problem is he keeps going over the top, and not the fun way that Stallone goes in over the top. Which, by the way, we were watching, as a side note, we were watching professional arm wrestling at the bar because it was on one of the TVs. And I kept making the joke, why don't they go over the top, man? Easy way to win.
Yeah.
Illegal move.
Interesting. My dad won an arm wrestling tournament once.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
My thing about Two-Face, kind of the Jeff Johns thing, he's not only one of my favorite Batman villains, he's one of my favorite just like comic characters in general because I think he's fascinating. Granted, I would have loved to see more Aaron Eckhart Two-Face because I think Aaron Eckhart was a great Two-Face and a great Harvey Dent. I think he was kind of underrated in that film because of the
Aaron Eckhart's Harvey Dent.
Yeah. Here's the thing though.
I just believe in Harvey Dent.
With Harvey Dent in The Dark Knight, I feel like in the Christopher Nolan universe, Harvey Dent / Two-Face served his purpose for Christopher Nolan's story, which was not to be the next crime lord, but to show you live long enough, that he's
fair enough. I'll give you that.
He showed and again, I'm totally would have loved to see more of Two-Face, but because he served exactly what I feel like that movie was calling for. That's why that Two-Face worked for me because I don't think he was ever set up to be the next big bad.
No, Ledger was.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, they never wrote the script. The script wasn't written for the third one, but yeah, I'm sure they were probably gearing up towards that.
They might have pigeonholed him in just like they keep throwing in Scarecrow.
Yeah, well, some people think that the Joker would have been kind of like what Scarecrow was in The Dark Knight Rises.
I had never thought of it that way, but I see where you are with the Harvey Dent Two-Face thing, and I accept it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Just like I am accepting of you and your lifestyle choices.
Thank you. I appreciate that too.
But not Sam's.
Yeah, well, nobody does. But I remember walking out of the theater after seeing The Dark Knight. I was like, "Is that it for Two-Face?"
I will give you that. I didn't think he was dead, but it was one of those things. I saw it the second, third time in the theater, or whatever, and I was like, you know what? It makes perfect sense for what they were preaching the entire film. Is that White Knight, the Dark Knight kind of thing?
And it did serve to like just set up a volley for the whole issues.
The
with
Dent
Gordon.
Act and everything.
Yeah.
For me, it was just more kind of personal disappointment.
Yeah, like I said, I would have loved to see more Two-Face, but,
but
I'm not bummed. I'm not super bummed by it. I feel like it made sense.
Then again, I'm super bummed that we never got to see Clint Eastwood Two-Face.
Yeah, we got to see 66 Two-Face in that
in the comics. But I mean, the fact that we never saw like Two-Face's original because he was apparently too gruesome. The idea of half of somebody's face getting scarred up, was too gruesome for the '60s TV show. But
my thing is like, again, just to touch on Two-Face, like I like Two-Face when he's drawn, when he has no hair.
When it's like a burn.
Yeah, because it makes no sense that his hair turns white.
Well, it could be like bleached.
Yeah, but I mean, like if it burns his skin off, you'd think it would like singe his hair.
Yeah.
Or at least clog.
Well, bleach can burn your skin, and it can also bleach your hair.
Wait, bleach can bleach your hair?
But
wait, bleach can bleach?
That's literally what he just said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the. I was like
he made it more
more abs. I was here. I could hear him.
Anyway, I would like chunks and tufts of like hair missing.
What he said was.
Also, I would like the idea of the scarred side of his face that he'd be blind and there'd be a dead eye.
Yeah.
I've never liked the idea that it's a straight line down the side.
No,
of his
that makes
face.
no sense to me.
Tim Sale probably draws it really.
He draws like where there's like stuff hanging off.
Yeah,
you know,
flaky.
He tries. I mean, granted, the Neil Adams Two-Face with the hair is like iconic. I mean, that's probably the most iconic Two-Face ever. But yeah, for me, I've always liked the idea of like the no hair. It's not a perfect line because it doesn't make any sense. The fact
perfectly
except for when Tommy Lee Jones did it, and you see him hold the Manila envelope up. Or was it a folder?
It was a fold. It was a case file or a folder.
Yeah.
He's like,
yeah. To go back to that though, like again, it's more
Billy D. Williams.
Well, yeah, I was certainly disappointed since we've established Harvey Dent.
In 2 movies.
Well, he doesn't show up in Returns.
Yeah, he does.
No, he doesn't.
Doesn't he?
Nope.
There's that rumor that Max Schreck was supposed to be Harvey Dent. Like the character was supposed to be Harvey Dent.
Yeah,
I'll have to watch.
There was in the original script for Returns, he was there, but he isn't in the final.
But he got paid for it.
He gets paid, because he had a pay or play contract for
just like Marlon Brando.
Yeah,
that's why we need that Batman '89 comic series, and we get to see the rise of Billy D. Williams Two-Face.
Yeah, I'll talk to Kyle about it. But hopefully he'll be in a better mood. But
make it so.
Yeah.
He was like all about it.
Yeah,
we're at San Diego.
Well, they just canceled the Batman '66 comic because presumably as I've mentioned on the show earlier. Like DC was down by millions. This, well below what they thought they're operating.
Probably partially because they moved to LA.
That was, that's the big one. Yeah, because they moved to the move to Burbank was more expensive than they thought.
Right, sorry.
They also lost like scores of staff because of the move, and rehiring somebody is a lot more expensive than retaining somebody. So that was,
So was keeping the '60s alive.
Well, a lot there.
Austin Powers does it just fine.
Yeah. Well,
was it the '60s?
He was, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think 60s, 90s, and 60s.
Yeah, 67.
Or I think it goes towards the 70s in Goldmember.
Goldmember, yeah, because they were like, this is the decade he never got. To be fair, he never got to experience the 80s. Where's my?
Man, yeah, that's the next
Coke-filled.
It's like a gritty, dark.
Halfway through the film, he'd already have several STDs that are going to kill him.
Yeah, well, he gets through just fine in the 70s.
but the 80s are really rough.
Yeah, I actually I know you and I were talking about this. You're not a big fan of Goldmember. I actually like the third Austin Powers film just fine.
It's all right. It just it was too. I'm all for it. Like, I would love to see another Austin Powers, but at that time it was like,
we're just done with it.
Yeah, let's knock it off. I remember.
Have you seen it recently?
I saw it on TV a little while ago. I mean, that's fair to like watch it again. It's been a while. I remember it was
while I watch E.T.
There you go. I remember I was super psyched. I was at summer school when Goldmember came out, and after school, like going to go see it. And I just was. That was the first time Austin Powers kind of disappointed me.
Yeah, the humor I think kind of got really a lot more childish and just bad in Goldmember.
Well, the one that plays
also Goldmember like annoyed the shit out of me. The character,
that too.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I think the big backlash with the Austin Powers films isn't so much the films themselves, but everyone.
Oh God, ad nauseum quoting it
or doing like impressions of Austin Powers or Dr. Evil or Goldmember.
Which is your favorite?
Or Fat Bastard?
Fat Bastard. Which is your favorite? Because funny enough, my dad and I recently watched the first 2.
It's between 2 and 3.
Is it really?
Yeah.
One's not.
One's fine. I like fine. I like all 3, but for me they get more ridiculous, and I just fucking like
and therefore
it.
More fun.
Yeah, for me I just like things when they get more ridiculous.
I would say The Spy Who Shagged Me.
2.
Yeah, 2 for me. Because of Heather
2,
Graham.
yeah, because I couldn't stand the partner he got in the first one.
Elizabeth Hurley?
She's fantastic.
Yeah.
One of my favorite jokes in Austin Powers history is in the beginning of 2 where she's a fembot and they're calling Basil Exposition.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, it turns out she was a fembot the whole time. And he's like, yes,
unfortunately
we knew. Yeah, and like it's just,
Yeah, and he turns to kind of like cocks his head like, what?
Well, I'm sure that I don't know how much you remember The Spy Who Shagged Me, because I've watched it fairly recently. There's that thing where they talk about time travel and like Austin Powers is talking about all the possibilities of how it could be wrong, and his eyes crossed. He goes, "Oh no, I've gone cross-eyed." And Basil Exposition, which wasn't in the script, turned to the camera and goes, "I'm sure they'll just enjoy the ride. Like we're not going to explain all the time travel crap. Just enjoy for what it is."
And then Austin turns to the camera and goes, "Yes."
Yeah, that's when Austin,
one of my favorite jokes.
That's when Austin Powers is just at its best. When it's just
yeah,
because it still holds up. It still holds up.
Wayne's World would do that all the time too.
Oh, absolutely.
Although the reason there was not a 3 was because of Austin Powers.
Really?
That's why he
Powers.
went. Yeah.
I will admit Wayne's World over Austin Powers.
I think.
Do you know how close I've been to getting the Wayne's World 1 and 2 on Laserdisc? And I'm like, but I already have it on DVD and it's on Netflix.
What's stopping you, man? Besides that, you just explained yourself perfectly. But yeah,
he literally just said that.
I was already asking the question in my mind, and I was like, I haven't asked it yet, but he just said it, but I'm going to say it anyway.
I mean, to be fair, it's still a valid question because there's.
Do you still appreciate me? Do you still appreciate my lifestyle after asking such a stupid question?
No, I don't.
Damn it!
No, actually, no.
No one could.
Very, very valid question because there are plenty of I have Back to the Future, and I have that on.
How many times do you own Star Wars?
I have.
There's a quiver in your voice.
I have 2 VHS copies of the trilogy, 1 DVD, and then 2 copies of the Laserdiscs on trilogy. The whole trilogy on Laserdisc.
It'd be like how many times I could own 5? Ghostbusters.
True. Here's something. I'll go out on this because I don't know how long we're running, but I'll go out on this. This will be my thing to go out on. The movie I own most, and I bought the most, is Lethal Weapon. I think I bought all of those movies at least 3 times on DVD, which is insane.
Enough.
But that's 4 movies 3 times.
Save for beta, I have bought both Back to the Future, just Back to the Future on every major media.
That's like me and Sgt. Pepper, except 8-track.
Yeah.
They're making. Is it? Because you posted on my thing. Speaking of Lethal Weapon, they're working on possibly a TV series on Fox.
Yeah, I didn't read the article. I just saw the headline.
I didn't either,
like,
which is awful. But it's Lethal Weapon, man. I don't know. I'll be interested to see. Maybe if something happens.
Speaking of TV series, the minds behind the Lego Movie are doing a horrible, horrible idea and bringing
cereal.
Yes, cereal to television.
I mean, I think I can see why.
Hey, man, if an emoji movie can happen.
If a Grumpy Cat movie can happen.
A Grumpy Cat comics coming out.
You're right. We can bring a podcast with no real end game in sight to television.
It's like those unsolved mysteries. Remember when those used to be on TV all the time?
I mean, Jinx was basically Serial, the TV show.
Yeah, just with the Rob Durst documentary on HBO.
I didn't watch it.
Okay. It was actually
where
pretty
he
good.
admitted to killing all the people. Spoiler.
Yeah.
Yeah, but isn't he actually in jail?
They reopened his case.
There was a clear resolution to that.
But not in the documentary.
They didn't go into it planning on that, though.
Yeah.
And it's the ending that Serial would have loved.
I mean, here's the thing. Not every... this now, I don't mean this as a rule, but not everything, fine, don't have an ending on everything, but... Not everything necessarily has to have everything kind of...
Not everything has to have a resolution.
Yeah, neatly wrapped up with a bow.
The point of the documentary, the point of Jinx, the series, was to just chronicle what happened and see if we can get the his side of it. This guy that's been touted as clearly the one who did it but never got convicted. Let's see if we can get his side while, giving as much information of what, the facts are. And then oh, hey, look at that. We discovered new stuff while we were going through this. And then, hey, dude accidentally left his microphone on while he was taking a piss. And he's sitting there looking in the mirror, presumably looking in the mirror, and being like, oh my God, they figured it out. You killed them all. And now the case is reopened because he technically admitted to, allegedly admitted to committing all the murders that he's been accused of.
Well, wasn't the first season of Serial, they were going to do it with the intention of, at the conclusion, being yeah, no, he did it, or actually there's not enough evidence to prove he did do it. And instead they ended with, we don't have an answer for ourselves.
Well, so here's the thing. Did you listen to Serial?
No.
Okay, I did. So the whole thing is, the host of Serial is just an NPR radio personality.
Yeah, she's one of the people that does This American Life, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Serial is actually a branch off of This American Life. And someone just approached her and was like, "Hey, can you just do a documentary about can can you do a report about this? It's a story that's very near and dear to me. I think it's one of his relatives or something like that who's trying to get him acquitted. Can you bring light to this, so that we can reopen his case or get him a retrial or something? And she was like, okay, I'll look into it. And she started doing research on it, and she was like, the case, there's a lot that's kind of questionable that I'm finding. So it expanded from just like a quick op-ed piece or whatever you want to call it to an actual serialized thing that as it grew, she got more people coming forward to talk to her about stuff that happened. But like she herself, pretty much every single episode goes, every time that I think this kid didn't do it, like something happens that I'm like, but why? It's still like every time I take a step forward, I take another step back, and I'm stuck in the same place that I was when I first started, because it's even from my listening to it, it's like, well, it kind of sounds like the cops didn't really do their due diligence, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he didn't kill his girlfriend.
Not to mention, from a pragmatic standpoint, that's one of the most downloaded podcasts of all time. And as soon as a network exec hears that, they're like, fucking gold!
Yeah.
And that's at the end of the day. Like I kind of explain.
Yeah,
we're talking gold member.
I will say real quick, I read a quick little blurb about the Lethal Weapon series, the possibility. There's a pilot episode for Fox that's greenlit. Mm-hmm. The original producers are not involved. Mm-hmm. And that's it.
Gibson?
No, nobody. Although Gibson has started, I will say, as the Gibson fan. I know you guys like Gibson too, but like.
But you are the Gibson fan.
I mean, I guess sitting in this room, I probably do like Gibson more than anybody else. Okay. Okay.
It is a great guitar.
Okay. That was good. That fuck you though, but that was good. Very good, sir. Yeah. Okay.
But fuck you. Gibsons are terrible.
There's a movie he's doing called Hacksaw Ridge that started pre-production with Andrew Garfield and one other actor I cannot remember, but he's directing about a conscientious objector during World War II, I believe, who was awarded the Medal of Honor, who was a medic. It sounds like a fascinating story, and I'm looking forward to seeing Mel release another film. And I find it hard to believe that he would be, or any of them really would be associated with the Lethal Weapon series, which is unfortunate. And the problem is they probably make it like modern day too. It'd be cheaper, which is a bummer because I love 80s stuff. Although the third and fourth one are in the 90s. So
I still need to get those Lethal Weapons from you.
Oh yeah, like I said, I own. I could open my own store to sell copies of Lethal Weapon. Although I don't own it on Vudu, Samuel does, and I think I may have to at least pick up.
It came for free when I activated my account.
No, that's one of the reasons I wanted to do Vudu, because I was like, maybe I'll get a free copy of Lethal Weapon. I would love to just sit and talk about Lethal Weapon forever.
You should get a Lethal Weapon podcast.
Yeah.
It's funny. So, as you might know, I'm a bit of a Laserdisc enthusiast.
Don't believe it.
I know, right? And I will pretty much talk to anyone who will listen, and some who don't, about Laserdiscs. And I was when my Evil Dead Gold Disc came in, I was talking to my mom about it, and she was like, "Why don't you just start a Laserdisc blog?"
Yeah.
And I was like,
a couple of dicks.
Yeah, laser dicks.
Well, I was talking about that. Like, we should just start branching off and
make the Geek Out podcasting network.
Geek Out is the main thing, but it'd be fun to be like, hey, here's a 4-episode mini about detailing the love of Lethal Weapon. Fine, boom. Yeah. We've joked about the kiss thing.
One in each film.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We've joked
where
about
Destiny went wrong.
Any of that stuff.
If you can talk for like an hour about
Oh, I see the gears turning.
Yeah, he will no longer be the greatest silent podcaster in the world.
I once
don't tease me, Chris.
I once threw it out there to my dad because he's a very opinionated and a very talkative individual. I was like, Dad, you should just get your own podcast. Like, I'll record it for you. I'll probably walk out of the room once it starts, but I will. You know what
I semi proposed to Sam?
Yeah.
On April Fools, we have our dads sit and do an episode of Geek Out.
That would be great.
Wouldn't that be the funniest thing in the world? Because my dad listens to the show fairly. I don't know how regularly, but I know he listens occasionally. Like, hey, that was good.
My dad listens to every catching up.
Just to have.
Thank God my father lives in Arizona and doesn't understand technology.
Just to have the dads sit down and do like a podcast episode, I think would be so freaking hilarious.
That'd be so great.
Unbelievable.
I would actually.
Dad?
Yeah.
Are you into it?
And I mean, we wouldn't be able to get Josh's dad here in the.
He goes to bed at like 7.
It doesn't have to be the same time that we record.
Yeah. Remember
they have time difference for my father.
I would love for them to, like, I don't know about Jake and Sam, your guys' dads, but I know that my dad hasn't met either of yours. I would love for them to have like never actually interacted, and like that be the
sit
first
down
time
and go.
they talk.
Well, they have some shared experiences in the fact of like military service and other things like that. They could probably
wait, all of our fathers have
yours dad too
had active duty military service, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. That's how this entire situation came to be.
Yeah. This as well.
And probably all different branches, too.
Army.
Air Force.
So no Navy. Well, my dad did go to the Naval Academy.
Did he really?
Yeah.
That's fast. Oh, wait, for the Marines, yeah. But then,
Well, no, like he went to school.
Yeah.
For like his first experience with college was at the Naval Academy.
Okay.
And then afterwards, he went to like a regular, like just scholastic school, a college. And then what was later, Vietnam or Korea? Which one would have he?
Vietnam is after Korea.
Yeah. So I believe after the Vietnam War broke out, then he joined the Marines.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I put money down that my father leaves the discussion first.
I mean, with him living in Arizona, how would you theoretically get his audio?
Skype it in, just like we did with all the interviews that we do.
Right.
God, that's going to be really.
I think that'd be the funniest thing. Like,
even
even not an April Fool's thing, but like every whenever it could happen, have like that be one of the podcasts.
Have that be episode 100.
Yeah, the 4 dads sit around and talk about the podcast.
Yeah,
or just talk about in general.
I was about to say my dad doesn't listen to this.
Yeah, just talk about in general.
My father doesn't even listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
So I think that's
this is like the only podcast my dad listens to because he's so proud of me.
Yeah,
it's an effort to still try and get my mom to listen to it.
Yeah.
Kudos.
I know my mom wouldn't want to listen to this podcast.
Yeah, my mom would hate. She would be like, "You cuss all the time," and I'd be like, "Sorry, Ma. Actually, I'm not."
All the talk about dicks and butts.
Yeah.
That's where my mom tunes out.
Oh, my mother would just be proud of me.
Lucky you.
She'd be proud of you cutting your dick off so that you didn't have to watch Spider-Man 3.
Yes. Standing up for myself.
Oh, okay. Touche. I'll give you that.
Very good.
Right.
My mom thinks it's funny.
Really? She isn't offended by all the...
No, she thinks it's very funny.
Oh, that's good. But, yeah. Maybe it's something to consider, as we get into it. By the end of this month, we'll be... I was doing some of the math. We'll be hitting... We hit
magic numbers.
Well, we hit 70 in November. But, yeah. So, you guys got anything to add before we sign off?
No.
All right. Well, this has been another installment of Catching Up. I'm Sam.
I'm Chris.
I'm Jake.
I'm Josh.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you very much.
Good night, Eric Bana.
Damn, that beat was dope.